Hello, my name is Gremlin Dominus Rael, and I wanted to give my live thoughts as I watched the Supergirl trailer and give any final thoughts that I had afterwards. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit play, and let's see what I think of it. Yeah, basically everyone is just saying praise. I don't have any changed opinions. There was nothing in that trailer that really changed my opinion. The whole crypto story really just reminds me of Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where he's dying, and then now we have crypto dying, and you have to like save the character and find the cure. And obviously, in I was I was kind of like fast forwarding slowly through the Supergirl ad, and I accidentally paused on a shot that shows she's wearing like red biker shorts under her skirt for those kicks. I guess we now know the logistics behind her kicks. We know how she's doing kicks in a skirt so that she is modest. She's got like some biker shorts. Yeah, so I really don't have any, oh my gosh, Supergirl looks so good now. I was wrong. Please forgive me, James Gunn and the director something Gillespie. And yeah, I mean, I just don't feel excited for it. Like, there's nothing bad about the movie. It just doesn't really give me any hype. It kind of just feels like your standard, like I keep saying, Guardians of the Galaxy knockoff. It's just your standard. There's like superhero movies. There was like a lot of early 2000s superhero movies that felt like your standard superhero origin. This feels like your standard space superhero origin. The standard being set by Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's all I really mean. I know obviously it's not exactly copying. There's no taser face or Yandu or any of that. So it's technically different from Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not literally saying it's Guardians of the Galaxy 4. Some people really seem to think that that's what I thought. I'm not expecting Star-Lord to show up in the movie. I'm not expecting Peter Quill to rescue Supergirl from a kryptonite prison or something. I just don't really. I mean, the movie looks fine. The movie looks fine. It gives me Martin Scorsese's like roller coaster line, where he said, or theme park. He said like superhero movies are like a theme park now. They're not really art. They're just like this packaged and reproduced experience, thrill ride from beginning to end. And I agree with that. So many earlier superhero films are, it's like Iron Man. Iron Man was I think it's probably the best MCU movie, even after everything. You've got like the whole terrorist angle, which was obviously a major thing at the time. Robert Downey Jr. is just an amazing actor in that performance. You buy him in Pepper Potts. I think you even buy Terrence Howard as Rhodey, honestly. I never really had an issue with Terrence Howard in that movie, so I guess that'll make him happy if he ever sees this video. But I really bought everyone in that movie. Obadiah Stane as Ironmonger. I don't love that name, but that's obviously from the comics, and I think he was good. I know people nowadays like to say, "Oh, it's when superhero villains have like the same powers, that kind of thing." That just wasn't an issue that people were complaining about back in 2008 when that I think it was 2008 when that movie came out. So I just think after so many years of superhero movies, there's nothing really in that film that I'm like, OMG, this is really something that I need to go out and see this Supergirl movie like now. I can't wait for Supergirl to come out on HBO Max. I have to see it today for this reason. There's nothing in the trailer that makes me go, I have to see Supergirl now. Oh, look, it's David Corenswet's Superman. We all know that's going to be like a bunch of little cameos sprinkled throughout the movie at best. But they're really trying to work him in there as this, like, remember David Corenswet is Superman? Remember? And it's nothing against the movie. I really have no strong feelings at all against Superman. Like, I think the outfit looks cute on Millie Alcock, but there's nothing driving me to see Supergirl. What is there to sell me on Supergirl? Oh no, cute little dog is poisoned. Are they going to save cute little dog by the end of the movie, or is James Gunn going to write out Crypto in this movie? Obviously, Crypto's going to survive the movie. And if he doesn't, I still don't think that suddenly makes it justified that I needed to go see it right away. There's this Supergirl movie, like the villains look like the most boring, bland thing ever. I know it's based on a comic. I've never read the comic, but it's probably same villains from that comic. I'm just not interested in that. I can't name any Supergirl villains that are specific to Supergirl and not specific to Superman that I would be interested in seeing because I don't even know if I couldn't name any. And then there's that little girl, totally okay for kid actors to be in things. Again, I've never read the comic, but there's just no buy-in for me with that character. I don't see Supergirl as a character that I'm even invested in to want to spend however many hours with, however long this movie is. It's just something. It's just something that's there. It's like, oh, okay, it's been a few months since a superhero movie. Let's go see Supergirl. That's the only real audience buy-in that I can see for the movie. There's no appeal for Supergirl over like if it was Spider-Man or Supergirl, how many people would take Supergirl? And maybe you could argue that's not fair. This is the first movie, and Spider-Man's gonna have his fourth. Then think of some other character. Like, okay, if it was Mr. Terrific or Supergirl from this spinning off of the Superman movie, would you rather see Supergirl or Mr. Terrific? I, for one, would rather see Mr. Terrific. And I've never read any of his comics. I'm familiar with him and his T-Spheres, but I liked Mr. Terrific, and I think most people liked Mr. Terrific as like the standout hero from the Superman movie. So if it was Supergirl or a Mr. Terrific movie of the same caliber, let's say it's not even better writing, of the same caliber of trailer as Supergirl, would more people go see Supergirl or Mr. Terrific? I think for sure. Let's say if you polled an audience coming out of Superman and you said, would you rather we make a Mr. Terrific movie or a Supergirl movie? I think they're obviously going to say a Mr. Terrific movie. And that's kind of my point. They're banking on iconic names. Supergirl, see, it's got super in it, so it's related to Superman, and look, we'll put him in the movie. I would rather see I would rather see a Metamorpho movie, honestly. James Gunn's supposed to like doing the weird movies. Why didn't he make a Metamorpho movie after Superman? Where is Metamorpho and his baby, whatever his baby's name was? Let's see that movie. Let's see what Metamorpho does. I like that actor that played Metamorpho, so let's get him in a movie. I want to see a Metamorpho movie, and yeah, I think I would have way more curiosity. Supergirl, it's like I feel like I already know what's going to happen in the movie without seeing it. She's going to go through some tough memories about Krypton. She's going to team up with some little girl. It's going to make her forgive herself because she thinks she's like failed Krypton. And then she's going to save Crypto, and Crypto's going to be the thing that keeps reminding her of her flashbacks to how she like failed to save Krypton. And then she's going to like have her life turned around by this little girl that thinks she's a hero. And it's going to be just something really cliche that we've seen 100 times. A Metamorpho movie, I don't even know what that could be. Speaking of weird characters, what if they'd done like Doom Patrol? I liked the early parts of the Doom Patrol TV show, and imagine if they just went crazy. If James Gunn wanted to do something as weird as Guardians with like a product, with like an IP of a DC character that hasn't had anything on the big screen, do something super weird with Doom Patrol. Just shoot for the fences, James Gunn. This Supergirl movie just feels so safe. Like I said, I mean, X-Men came out in 2000. Blade came out in 1999. Steel came out even further back than that. I just think this late in the game, the only things that really stand out in the superhero blockbuster kind of thing nowadays would be like Logan, which was obviously a amazing film that was artsy, it was artistic, it had a character that we cared about, it was teased as like a finale for that character. I think that if they really want to keep audiences engaged, they need to go out and do something different. They have to keep it fresh. My whole issue with the MCU is that it became its own worst nightmare because built this canon that it couldn't contradict, and a canon that would constantly contradict itself naturally. It's like people say, "Where are the superheroes at? Why wasn't Spider-Man and Daredevil Born Again season two?" I didn't even watch the show, but obviously I know how season one ended, and I'm sure Spider-Man wasn't there. Why wasn't he there? Why wasn't anyone there? Where were the Thunderbolts? Um, so yeah, that's kind of my issue is I think if James Gunn really wants to do this weird, wacky thing, he should have been shooting for the fences. Superman, I liked for the most part. I would say it's like a 7 out of 10, probably. And this just feels so safe. It feels so James Gunn. It feels so safe. It feels so small scale. I think if they wanted James Gunn, he should have just kept experimenting with intellectual properties in the DC universe that were unique. And I think Doom Patrol would be the top of that list. I know he was talking about doing a Sergeant Rock movie. I think that got canceled, but that could have been really interesting. Why not just flesh out like the crazy, weird? That's something Marvel should be doing. I mean, they're kind of doing it now with their spotlight features on Disney Plus, but they shouldn't connect everything. They should have little pockets that feel self-contained, and then if they have a good story to tell that connects them out to the greater universe, then they can do it. But yeah, that's kind of my little unscripted rant. Let me know what you thought of this. This was just a little trial to see how people reacted to an unfiltered, unscripted Gremlin. Thank you so much for being here. Love you. Bye.